What's up, y'all? In the storied tradition, the long storied tradition of the MQJ review series, I am once again starting an iconic movie franchise by having a look at the movies out of order. We're going to start the Jaws franchise today, but we are going to start with the first sequel, Jaws 2. Also in keeping tradition, I'm making this review for a friend who is an avid fan of Jaws 2. Karen, I hope you enjoy the review. Alright, let's do this! Jaws 2 begins with a couple of divers exploring the wreckage of the Orca. This is, of course, Quint's boat from the first movie. And they get gobbled up with very little ceremony. Meanwhile, on a much lighter note, a new hotel is opening in Amity, and most of the town brass is in attendance. Tina, one of the film's hot chicks, is there to cut the ceremonial ribbon. Main characters. Tina, one of the main characters, is there to cut the ceremonial ribbon just after a ringing endorsement of the Amity High School Band by the mayor.
Thank you, Amity High School Band, for that eloquent selection.
Geez, try not to shit your pants in excitement, okay, Mayor? From here, we're introduced to the main characters of the movie. Few at a time, and pretty much that's all that happens for a while. This includes the movie's other hot chick,
Jackie! Hi!
She makes the scene wearing a pantsuit at the docks. Is that how the cool kids dressed in the 70s on the water? Can anybody weigh in on this for me?
She got tits like a sparrow.
What? What's that?
She got tits like a sparrow.
What the fuck does that even mean, tits like a sparrow? Huh. That's what it means. That's insensitive. At least now we know. Now we know. The first half, maybe a little more than the first half of the movie, spends a good amount of time following the group of kids. What a fun boat-based water balloon fight. See, look at them prancing about, coming down from the lighthouse. I wonder what they were doing in there. I bet they were like working on their science project, studying something nautically themed. What? What's that? This takes place over the summer. Oh, okay then. It's very obvious what they were doing in there. Bible study, no duh. So then this boat shows up with a water skier in tow, and Tina, from the beginning, notices and runs to greet them.
Hey!
Why does she say it like that?
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Anyways, the shark gobbles up the water skier, and then we get this. Not gonna say a word. Actually, that's not true. I will later. Tina and her Bible study partner exit the lighthouse, and they stumble across this disgusting, chewed up remains of a killer whale. Brody finally makes the scene in a significant manner and immediately suspects a great white shark, because why wouldn't he, right? The killer whale's remains are pretty gross, and I bet they smell really, really bad. Brody takes his suspicions to the mayor, who takes him very seriously and immediately orders the beaches shut down and an investigation to commence. This makes perfect sense given the events of the first movie, right? Wrong! What he actually does is tells Brody to sit and spin and to just chill the fuck out for like 3 seconds. There's no way that a great white shark, after all, would terrorize a beach in Maine that a other great white shark has already terrorized. Brody's just nutty and he's still shell-shocked from the last time, and that's the end of it. This makes Brody obviously and understandably upset, and so he turns to cyanide? Oh, he's gonna inject the cyanide into super lethal, shark-killing, cyanide-laced hollow point bullets. God, he is not kidding around, is he? Anyways, this is a perfectly normal thing to think of, to do. I remember in Boy Scout camp, they taught us to do this. It was the week after we learned how to make a fire with flint and steel and dryer lint, and also where we learned how to fashion a shiv out of a bedpost. The next day, Brody climbs up this crow's nest thing to observe the beach, much to the mayor's ire. He mistakes a school of bluefish for a great white, because again, of course he does, and he begins to wildly blast the water with his super lethal cyanide tipped shark killing bullets. This scares the crap out of everybody present, of course.
Just bluefish!
Now, thankfully, at this time, Brody receives definite photographic evidence that a shark definitely exists. And here it is, the definite photographic, You want to know what? As an audience member, I already knew that this was a great white, but it just looks like squiggles and garbage and shit to me. It looks like a blur. And the city bureaucrats obviously also feel this way, and they fire Brody. They're just like, Brody, piss off. In an attempt to keep his son Mike safe, Brody gets him a crapshoot summer job doing manual labor in plain sight of his friends and the hot chicks. And this comes after this proposition from Jackie.
I'd like to go to the lighthouse with you.
With the thoughts of Jackie and the lighthouse and Bible study in mind.
I'd like to go to the lighthouse with you. The lighthouse with you.
He proceeds to go do exactly what his father told him and reports to work and is glad to be there. Is what I would say if this movie was even more nuts than it is. Nope. He tries kind of half-heartedly to paint this building, and then he disobeys his dad and looks forward to spending some probable sexy times with Jackie. So our pack of friends all get in boats and head out for a fun day on the water. Another one. Tina and Eddie, two kids who have been perpetually like rounding second base for the entire movie, just so happen to drift off a good distance from the group. I guess the Coca-Cola in this product placement was so delicious that we stopped paying attention. I also guess we know what's fitting to happen here. Help him. Do something. Help him, damn it! Don't just sit there! Alright. I've been on boats before. I actually spent about 6 months living on one. Mentioned this in my review of Double Jeopardy as well. But never on a boat where a great white is imminent and where my girlfriend is being eaten or otherwise munched on by said great white shark. As often as this does happen, it does tend to happen pretty frequently. I just haven't been lucky enough to experience it myself. So, to be fair-ish to Tina, I don't know how I would have reacted under this sort of stress. With that said, you could have done anything aside from just sit there, and so you're kind of a shitty girlfriend.
Make it go away. Make it go away.
Yeah, more like make you go away. You know what, Tina? You know what? You came about that close to making the cons list. But I didn't feel passionate enough about it, and my friend Karen would probably never talk to me again if I actually put you there. So you're getting off light. However, it is kinda good that Tina survived, that she's able to confirm the awful truth of Brody's worst nightmares. It's true then. A shark. It heads towards the rest of the kids on their boat trip and fucks all their boats all up and devours one of them. And it scares the crap out of the group, especially Jackie. She gets so scared that she starts to convulse? Shake? Brody shows up and gets the shark to bite down on a high current electrical cable. It gets electrocuted and dies, and no one in Amity or SeaWorld or anywhere else is ever attacked by a great white again. The end.